From the woman who gave us royal drama, emotional documentaries, now she's giving us her greatest invention yet, the English language reimagined. In her Fortune interview, Meghan didn't just share insights, she shared learns. Learns, plural.
A lot of learns.
Apparently, lessons are too basic for someone of Duchess level enlightenment. It's as if she looked at a perfectly fine sentence and thought, you know what this needs? Chaos. Because every noun became a verb, every verb got promoted, and somewhere an Oxford dictionary quietly burst into tears. Let's get to the crunch. But first, this is your friendly reminder to hit the subscribe button, as it really does help our channel to blossom.
Yeah.
Now, Meghan spoke about how we content differently, doing the learns, as though she's been trapped in a word blender set to influencer mush.
So I think it's just been a lot of learns and then extending and expanding the product categories to really see what those habits are and how we can show up in your home for you. But, I think my learns were to continue to give yourself the grace to have to pivot. And you do.
We've all misspoken. We've all said something odd mid-interview. But her latest interview for Fortune magazine was meant to be inspiring, a powerful talk about leadership, women in business, and authenticity. But what we got instead, a new dialect of English I like to call Marlish. There she was, lit like a goddess, nodding thoughtfully at her own sentences when she opens her mouth. And it's not words. Word salad with a side of smug. It was the linguistic equivalent of watching someone put oat milk in red wine. You can't look away, but you desperately want to. As the interview went on, Meghan treated the English language like an open buffet. She just picked whatever she fancied and hoped it worked together. She spoke about momenting joy and feeling into spaces of impact. She didn't learn lessons, she experienced learns. She didn't think about ideas, she intentioned purpose. It's like she swallowed a thesaurus, forgot to chew, and then tried to burp it back out gracefully on camera. Now, I'm all for poetic license, but this was like someone mixing mindfulness quotes, LinkedIn posts, and a malfunctioning chatbot into one thought piece. Naturally, the internet have had an absolute field day. Viewers were baffled, amused, and mildly concerned for the future of the English language. People joked that Meghan speaks like she's trying to unlock a riddle that only she understands, as if she's always one vague metaphor away from saying something profound. Never quite gets there. One particularly spot-on observation: she sounds like she's trying to manifest grammar. And honestly, yes, it's like every word is carefully chosen to sound deep whilst saying precisely nothing. If waffle were a person, it would be this very person. But here's the thing, Meghan's not doing this by accident. Every carefully confused sentence is part of the brand. It's all about sounding enlightened while remaining impossible to pin down, because if you never actually say anything, no one can call you out for being wrong. It's PR zen. It's verbal invisibility cloak in mindfulness buzzwords. And the more she does it, the more people start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, the Empress has no syntax. So what did we learn? What did we learn from the Fortune interview? That Meghan Markle might be the only person alive who can make a 20-minute conversation sound like a mindfulness app having an identity crisis. She's not wrong. She's not right. She's just vibing linguistically. And honestly, that might be her greatest talent of all. Speaking for 10 minutes straight without ever truly saying a thing. And making us all listen anyway. So next time you hear Meghan say something that sounds profound but feels like a sentence that's been run through Google Translate and back again. Just remember, you're not confused. You're just not learned enough yet. Someone said, is this a parody? Very, very legitimate question right there. There's so many comments on this interview that are just hilarious. Someone else said, never heard of the term learns before. Meghan adds an S to the end of a verb and to make it a noun. And we know she's been living in her very own planet for a long time now, and now she's decided to make up her very own language as well. Someone else said pay-to-play events and award collecting. I thought her prove it game was over. That's right. In her Jamie Kern interview, she talked about how she didn't need to prove anything to anyone. Yes, they are still doing these interviews. They're still desperate to prove it, actually. So of course, yet another inauthentic, hypocritical statement from Meghan Markle, proven once again. Someone else says she was getting learns from people who apparently didn't know what they were doing, or as usual, she doesn't listen to their advice because as ever is a fail. Yeah, every time she talks about as ever, she talks about it like she's the most successful business to ever have been created on this planet. And yet that is not quite the case. Even if her business was remarkably successful, a global sensation, I'm not even sure you can get it anywhere outside of North America yet. But even if she was global, even if she was making a lot of money, which I'm not a doubt she's actually making any money yet, she still wouldn't need to talk as though she knows everything. She still wouldn't need to brag this much about how businessy she is. And also in this interview, she drops a lot of business terms. People who don't know business don't understand. I've had to Google a lot of them. And so what is she trying to prove? Who does she think her audience are? Does she believe that the only people watching this interview are entrepreneurs who know all this stuff? Believe me, Meghan, anyone who understands those terms is not watching your fortune interview. Believe me. So think of your audience a little bit, Meghan. There's so many things that are hilarious with this interview. But obviously the most funny one is the learns, the language. She talks about her finances because Victoria Beckham did, and everyone thought Victoria Beckham was authentic. So she's trying to emphasize she's seriously deranged. She's not just copying her clothes, her walk, her makeup, her hair. She's copying her script. Ooh, another little creepy insight of Meghan. And I do think you are spot on there. There's so much about Victoria Beckham that Meghan desires to be like. Specifically, if you look at her clothing before Harry and post marriage, she is desperately trying to look like Victoria Beckham, and she always misses the Markle. She always doesn't quite get it right. Hit like if you think there's absolutely nothing to learn from Meghan Markle, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss a future episode. Hit subscribe to help our channel blossom, and we will see you down in the comments.